Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel rod, lift up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another quick lesson through the spirit on this devil. This is his name. I call him Peasant Charles because he's clearly not a king. All right, when you look at the picture, I believe he's in the spirit world, if I'm not mistaken. But this guy, man, they don't even look right wearing this. All this garb and this gold, these temples, all this belong to Jake. Okay, we was royalty. They took this from us, okay? Because when you go back into the time of the Dark Ages, okay, or pre-Renaissance time when Jake ruled in the Dark Ages, or the Byzantine empires, or the Holy Roman Empire, or the pagan Roman Empire, Jake was wealthy, man, okay? We had the what they call the coats of arms, the Russian coat of arms. Okay, we had relics, we had gold, we had silver, we had all pretty much the royalty of our nation, so to speak, even though Jake was in sin and going off. But they don't even look right wearing this stuff. Like, you're just a devil that's put on stolen garments, man. Okay, Esau don't even look right wearing this shit. He don't even know how to even rock it. Like, I was watching Napoleon. We went to go see the movie Napoleon Tuesday, and it was just, they seem so awkward wearing our shit, man. Okay, they don't know how to rock it. They don't know how to, they just have no style with it. That's why the scriptures tell you that Esau is a fucking vagabond and a thief, man. Okay, but it says, I thought I knew royal greed, but King Charles profiting from the assets of the dead is a disgusting new law, and you can't put nothing past these devils, man. Okay, this ain't nothing for Esau to rob the dead. He do it all the time. Okay, that's where you got the concept of grave diggers. A lot of times, you know, certain beliefs, they will be buried with their jewelry and their wealth and their money. And then you have grave diggers that will come and they would dig up the dead corpses, and they will basically dispose of the corpses and sell the caskets at a high profit, and they would steal the jewelry and the substance, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's this devil. That's Esau. Stage coaches, all that shit. But it says, for decades, Parliament has been far too lenient about the royal family's finances. This vicious practice needs to end, and they're not royal. Okay, what you're looking at is a bunch of Edomite devils that's on stolen territory. This is all stolen. Okay, they don't deserve to wear the coats of arms and the royalty and the crowns. This man ain't no fucking king. Look at him. He's a devil. He don't even look right in that, man. He don't even know how to rock it. You know, in his mindset, he wants to just eat a kid. But it says, as a royal author, I've come across plentiful examples of royal greed, which these people are not royal, okay? And I'm going to keep saying that. It says, it is standard to practice for the royals to seek to minimize their personal expenditure while maximizing their income from other sources, normally the public purse. It says, but the revelation that King Charles III personal slash fund by Duchy of Lancaster is having its already bulging coffers augmented by the estates of people who die in parts of England with historical links to the royal estate plumbs new depths of disgusting avarice. Wow. It says, like so many traditions, the feudal hangover, which feudal goes into like overlord, so to speak. I know Apostle Tahar broke that down a few times, but like the overlords, man, you know, it's three classifications. You got the peasants, you got the what do you got? No, you got the peasants, and then I believe you have what they called shit, man. It slipped my mind. Fuck. I hate when that happens. But you got the feudal overlords, man. Like you had to the time of feudal Japan, I believe, you know, and people were being taxed and their rights and so forth are being infringed on, you know, and you have to bow down to like a monarchy, so to speak, you know. But what's this guy's name, man? Shit. I can't remember. I got it written down, but I need to go back over it. So Salakia. But it says feudal hangover, that is the Bonia Vantica or Vancantia Salakia, should have been co-signed to the dustbin of history centuries ago, but it has been all too tempting for successful royals to preserve this royal fruit machine that pays out and out again. It says over the past 10 years, it has collected more than 60 million pounds in the funds. It says under the system, the Duchy of Cornwall, owned by Prince William, can claim the assets of the people who die in Cornwall interstate without a will. So basically, it's robbery. But it says if no relatives can be found. And it's pretty much what they do over here in America, too. Like, let's just say if you had an estate and you didn't have a will, so to speak, Esau would just take that shit. Like, a lot of times, drug dealers, man, they die with all this property and wealth. You know what I'm saying? Even if they did have an estate to their children, the fact that they can't really prove with reasonable doubt that this was gained by honest means or dishonest means or honest means, I say it that way, they would just take the property and the businesses and the money and they'd just give it back to the government. You know what I'm saying? The kid, pretty much the father or the mother, whoever, they die and the kid gets nothing. Same thing here. But it says Charles Duchy of Lancaster does the same with their last known residence is within what is historically known as the Lancashire County Palatine. It says Edward VIII found cash from those who died in the state in the boundaries of the duchy was sitting in an account in case claims arose against it. It says he simply stole £1,000,000 from it, leaving almost nothing in the kitty. It says George VI did very well out of the loyal servicemen who died serving their country in the Second World War, who originated from within the confines of the duchy and had no will for king and country, took on a whole new meaning. But it says, as disquiet about the practice of the bona vacantia grew after the war, the royals announced that monies collected would henceforth be given to charity after processing costs had been deducted, of course. So let's just say they stole 60 million British pounds, right? And let's just say, like, if the cost of allegedly, like, let's just say they stole 60 million British pounds and they decided to donate 1.2 million to charity. They gonna cut the cost on that so they can take the profit. After you process it, how much is it gonna take for us to process this and give this over to this charity fund and this and this and that, and before you know it, you only gonna get a third of that money and they gonna keep the rest of it, man. It's just like business here in America. Same thing with the government. You paying taxes on money that's already been taxed. So you're paying an extra tax, man. Like when you go to a grocery store, you check out, you're paying a tax on the food, you're paying a tax on water, you're paying a tax on gas. It's all the tax, man. Child support, all taxes. Taxes on top of taxes, Social Security, But it says, yet a Guardian investigation now reveals that the matter are even worse than we have been to believe. It says, put blatantly, we have been lied to. Monies, we all thought, and that's a legal term, so-called, that's a color of law term, so to speak. They call it monies. Like if you're getting your wages garnished by a government entity, like child support, they will use that term monies because that's one of their dark phrases. So you have to understand those phrases too. Like when they say, do you understand? Understanding does not mean that you have verbal comprehension of what the judge is reiterating to you, but basically, do you stand under their authority? And they play on the fact that you don't know that, so therefore they can have their way with you in these tribunal courts, man. Okay, this is all wickedness, man. It's all corruption. This is why Yahweh Shai is breaking this fucking place down, But it says monies we all thought were going to charity have instead been used to improve properties owned by the duchy, increasing the income stream that flows from them into the Charles pockets. So why ain't they investigating child support? Same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all the money they get, they call it the darling of the court. Child support funds state services, man, and pays the pensions of judges, lawyers, politicians, these men that's not fit to rule. And this is why, the state is always claiming broke, but somehow, some way, they're always able to operate, okay, under the Social Security Act or Family Administration Act, and they get these grants from the federal government to keep them afloat. But overall, the state is pocketing millions off Title 4D, and it's no different than what they're doing right here. Okay, a lot of jakes have been caught up in that system, and it's hard to get out of it, man, because they're basically they entered you into a legal binding with them without your consent. And it's kind of the same thing here. That's why it says monies we all thought were going to charity have instead been used to improve properties owned by the duchy, increasing the income stream that flows from them into Charles's pockets. I don't think one of them dudes is dead. I don't think he's dead, though. It says we have the most expensive monarchy. Okay, when you go into monarchy goes into 1%. Okay, this system is based on a democratized so-called democracy, but it's monarchy. Okay, which monarchy can be looked at some people as a form of communism, so to speak, because you deal with the dominant party, with the dominant leadership, so to speak. Okay, like you got the 1%, the elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Lees, the Schiffs, the Gettys. Those are considered monarchies, man. Okay, because they own literally 99.9% of the global wealth. Okay, with the 1%, they're the 1%. Okay, and we're like the peons, so to speak. You see, but it says in Europe by far in terms of state support and one that benefits from unique tax treatment available to nobody else, meaning that they don't pay taxes and they're getting an extra amount of money off the taxes you pay. It says no inheritance taxes paid. It says this so-called private estate of the duchies of Cornwall and Lancaster are not private enough to pay corporation tax or capital gains tax. Even income tax is only paid voluntarily, if at all. No receipts have ever been made public, okay, which shows that these people are above the fucking law, man. Okay, this tax system is all wickedness. It says the civil list in which 2011 gave the royals 7.9 million pounds a year was replaced after palace lobbying with the sovereign grant, which 12 years later is up to 86 million pounds a year. It says over the centuries, the royals have continually bleeded poverty and demanded more money from the taxpayer. And that's the same shit going on in America, bro. Like all this money we're paying to fund the war, okay, to fund these small hats, man, in their society and these momos. Man, bro, we're literally getting emptied out day by day, and they want to get more money from you. They may throw a car and a flat screen TV and some nice clothes and an apartment. You're paying $3,500 a month to appease you people, but overall, we don't have money to make ends meet. Okay, like my man said, we ain't even got money to pay bills. We don't. That's why Jake is always late, Shit, setting up payment plans, that's our lives here, you know. But it says, while at the same time refusing point blank to reveal the extent of the accumulated wealth. It says they even refused to provide this information to the last government that seriously tried to dig into this labor government of the mid-1970s, with then Home Secretary Roy Jenkins pursuing the matter. And you have to understand that because these Rothschild-led governments and corporations, they have immunity from this shit. This is like why when you watch a movie, it's called Painkillers. It was dealing with the what's the name of this family? Forgot the name of that Amalekite family, but they was basically given immunity from being locked up because of the poisons they were pushing on people, and they had immunity from it. You know what I'm saying? The government had immunity from it, and then they only thing they had to do was show like I won't say a disclaimer, but show like a warning label as to what will happen when you take this medication. But other than that, they didn't get penalized they didn't get physically locked up or physically reprimanded for millions of people dying from opioids and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They got fined and taxed, but that ain't nothing when you print the money out and when you come from a family of wealth. Yeah, they were called the Sacklers. But it says, back in Queen Victoria's reign, the government was told she was desperately short of cash to undertake her duties, so a big upfit was provided. It says she was not short of cash, and the money provided by then government was instead used to buy Seagringham and Balmoral. It says, and I recognize that behavior from my time in Parliament. It's called fiddling your expenses, man. Okay, and I want to look this stuff. There we go. We're going to look that up. So let's look up this. And this shit belongs to Jake, man. This don't belong to them. They didn't build this. This is Jake. This is our shit. When we ruled Scotland and parts of Europe, England, when we ruled Portugal and Spain, this is our stuff, man. Okay, Edomites, they don't come from a background like that. These are low-life men, man, and women. Okay, they learn so-called upstanding and so-called mannerisms from Jake, because naturally Esau he's a vile man, But it says Balmoral, a round brimless hat with the cockade of ribbons attached, worn by certain Scottish regiments. It says a heavy lace leather walking boot, a type of brimless round cocked hat with cockade or ribbons attached, worn by certain Scottish regiments, and basically royalty. When you look up this, let's look this up real quick. Yep, these are the homes. inside the royal family's private home in Sandringham. Beautiful mansions, man. I mean, like castles. You know, like when you watch that movie John Wick 4, when he went to the table, and you know the what's the guy named Bill Skarsgård, I believe. That's royal shit, man. That belongs to Jake. They didn't inherit that. They stole that. And they're showing it here. They steal everything. It says my calculations suggest that the king is worth as much as 2 billion pounds and probably more. It says, and the bulk of this has come from excessive generosity on behalf of the taxpayer, either through direct handouts or indirectly through unique tax exemptions. But antiquated and indefensible arrangements such as the Bone of Antigua have played their part too. It says Parliament, which over the decades has been far too differential, far too trusting, far too easygoing, needs to get a grip. It says the disgusting existence of royal windfalls from the dead people should be ended forthwith. It says the duchies of Cornwall and Lancaster should be transferred immediately to the publicly owned Crown estate, that they only escaped from being transferred along with the other royal lands in 1760, but because they were deemed worthless. But plainly there is no longer the case. The Public Accounts and Committee should begin a thorough investigation into funding the wealth of royals, man. Monarchists should worry, opening their doors for royal finances and practices to be revealed, to reveal a terrible stench, man, okay? And that's the point. They got immunity for this shit because they're juiced in, okay? They're juiced in, point blank, period. And let me double check. I don't think this devil dead. King Charles. No, I don't think he died. One of them devils died, man. It may have been him. Talking about king. This dude is not no goddamn king, man. But let me double check. King Charles. It was one of them. It may have been Henry or something. I don't know. King Charles III. No, he's not dead. Salakia. But all the dirt is coming out on these fucking devils, man. All right? So we know he's not dead. One of them died. I believe it was like Henry or something like that. But this dude is not a fucking Charles. He's a peasant. When you go into the word bower, it means peasant. All right? But this is the book of Obadiah 1. And I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, that thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, who said in his heart, who should bring me down to the ground? That's that pride, man. And it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, says the Lord. And if these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? It says, would they have not stolen till they've had enough? Right, because everything that Esau does, he stole it. He stole heritage. He called himself Irish. He called himself British. He called himself Scottish. He called himself Russians. He called himself Jews. Only thing he ain't calling himself is black people, which in fact he is a true black man. Okay, he's evil. Okay, but he wants to be everything outside of the Edomite, which the Edomites are a race of black people. And I'm saying black people as in their deeds are being evil. Okay, the so-called white man, the red man. Okay, for a nigga get stupid. Oh, he said that the white man is the black man. When I say black, I'm talking about deeds in spirit. He's dark in spirit. He's wicked. Okay, not that he's dark complex. Clearly he's not. But it says, if thieves came to thee by day, of robbers by night, how art thou cut off? And it says, would they have not stolen till they've had enough? And if gape gatherers came to thee, would they have not leave some gleaning grapes? Of course not. Because this man wants it all, man. He's a crook. He's a robber, man. Okay, look at how he got America in the whole holiday of Thanksgiving. That was all through rape, robbery, and deceit, man. Thievery. And it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How is his hidden things sewed up? And all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, and the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, and they that eat thy bread have laid a wound out of thee. There's no understanding in him. And you notice everybody is coming up against this man now. Okay, everybody is realizing that he's a fraud and he's nothing but a damn demon. You know, and the world is rising up against him. Okay, this is why all the dark nations, all the Arab nations, they all rising up against this man, as our Lord said. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk 2 and 6. It says here, yea, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathering unto him all nations and heaping unto him all people. Okay, even the British Parliament. Okay, like that's their equivalent to the U.S. Congress, so to speak. The Parliament is basically equivalent to the U.S. Congress because, America got its independence from Great Britain. Okay, and you can read about that in Revelation 17 when it says, he is of the seventh, but even the eighth should go into perdition. Okay, this is the seventh head of Esau's power structure, man. When the scriptures refer to the lion, speaking that's talking about Great Britain, man. And America's got its independence from Britain. And this is why they model the laws and the structure in Congress after the same parliament, because it comes out of them. You know, that's why when you look at the bar exam, it has to be signed off by the Queen of England, because technically the what is called the British Association Registry or something like that, they have to get approval and sealed from England in order to even be able to practice law, the bar exam. Same thing. This is why you have what they called British Columbia. You know, like Washington, D.C. and even parts of Canada. Like Washington, D.C. is not even like a province of the United States. Really, it's its own separate entity. This is why they can totally write different laws and then totally pass them and not be or be exemplified from the coming from the troubles that these other tribunal states will get involved in, man. Because what they're dealing with in America is like a tribunal state. Okay, you got the Vatican, you got Britain, you got the Americas. Like when it goes into Revelation 16, those three unclean spirits or them frogs, okay, that's talking about these tribunal states, man. You know. So anyway, it says, should not all these take up a parable against him and taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long? Because he stole everything, man. He steals it and then he puts his signature on it. It's no different with patents, man. You know, like Jake created the stoplight, the railroad engine. You know what I'm saying? Jake created the first concept of the motor. What he does, he steals Jake's invention and then he kills him off and put a patent on it, man. And then say that he's the one that invented it. You know, like, what's this guy's name? George Carver. One of the niggas that allegedly invented the peanut or some shit. He stole the recipe from Jake, you know, and put his name on it. That's all he do, because he's not original. All right, he's nothing about him. He's not the form of all things. Jacob is. Okay, and this is their way of attempting to get the birth. This whole big thing between us and them is Esau crying to get the birthright back, man. He's forcing himself to try to get the birthright back. He's basically, you know, trying to show to the Most High, look, I can do it. But the Lord like, nigga, I already reject you, bro. Chill, bro. You know? But it says here, should not these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? And how long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. Okay, so now the world is rising up against them on all sides. Even here in America, people are not agreeing. They say, I believe over 50% of the people are willing to insurrect on the government in a time of a crisis. And they getting ready to bring lockdowns possibly back to the side of the world, depending on what this whole ordeal in China is about. But we have to wait and see. But it says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shall be for booties unto them. Booties is spoiled. Okay, not Sexy Red or Glorilla, none of that shit. Okay, that's wickedness. Okay, booties mean spoiled, and them bitches are spoiled because they shaking their asses and, you know, being heathens. But nonetheless, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. And we are seeing that. Esau didn't expect the whole world to rise up against him because of his pride. But it said, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and all that dwell therein. But woe to him that covet the evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Okay, and this is what this man has done. This is not only him. This is what all these fucking devils did. Look at this guy, man. He don't even look right wearing that, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, dude, you're a kid. Like, you can't even fake royalty if you wanted to. Just imagine if Jake had that on. Jake could be dripped out. They don't wear gold chain. They don't wear none. They don't have earrings, man. No, man, that was Jake. Jake could be in that motherfucker dripped out. Jake had the beard on his face, you know. Glowing skin, got the nose ring, got the earrings. You know, Jake got the jewels on. Esau can't even rock royalty right, bro. If I had some shit like that, man, bro, like straight up, like when we get in our glory and our power, we gonna be so magnificent, bro. It's to the point that you're gonna need some blockers to watch us, man. You ain't gonna be able to just look at us in the naked eye because we're gonna have that glow to us. These devils ain't got no glow to him. He's dull. He's pale and red, man. It's funny though, but they really believe this. But James 5:1, it says, go to now ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that should come upon you. Okay, the Lord told you. He's warning you now. Okay, the prophets, the men of the Lord, we're out here and we're declaring your judgment. Okay, you were going down, bro, and you going down fast and head first. Like it tells you in Job, you going to vomit up all the riches, all the garments you stole, all the gold, them castles, man. Hey, a lot of them places that they're in is not going to really get hit, man. Some places are going to get destroyed by the nuclear missiles and war. But a lot of these structures are going to be built back up and better, man. Okay, like them in Scotland, you go to Wales. Oh, man, like shit, even in what you call that place? It was in Greece. Not Venice. Not Venice. That's not. It's a place in Greece, man. Damn, it's on the back of my mind. Let me look it up real quick. Man, bro, it's. Let me look up major port in Greece. Greece. Prominent cities in Greece. Major cities in Greece. We'll look at it that way. Athens. Bingo. There we go. Athens. Bro, like some of the beauty of Athens, bro. Like when you look at this, that's Edomite shit. Okay, they've always built their buildings like that. Like when you go down to like the city hall and Parliament, and like the U.S. Supreme Courts, they always built their shit like that. But like Athens and so forth, man, we gonna be good, man. Look at this, castles in Scotland. This is the shit we going back to, but even more magnificent. Gold, man. The streets paved with gold. We gonna live in shit like this. That may just be that may just be a house of a servant or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That may just be my kid's home. Or that may just be my vacation spot. You know what I'm saying? That may just be a vacation spot. That may just be a palace that the brothers are gonna come over and kick it in. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even gonna be the crib. That's too that ain't the must-see TV. But look at this, man. And these devils stole all this. And I get excited when I go into this stuff because that lets us know we're this close, brother, of getting royalty back, man. So that's why, hey, brothers, man, those of you that's in the truth, man, you keep pushing in sincerity and truth, man. Hey, we ain't got nothing but good coming to us, bro. Like, we ain't got shit good but coming to us, man, if we stay faithful. And the Lord gonna look out for us. That I do have faith in. So just hold on, brothers, man. But these devils, they're going down. And it says, go now, you rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that should come upon you. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. And your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them should be a witness against you. Yep. So all this fake royalty that this man is putting on, because nothing pisses me off about nothing more than a perpetrator, man. Like they're completely perpetrating. Okay, this is even not their history. They're not even royal. Okay, they don't even have the characteristics of royalty. It's all fabricated. It's fake. It's lied. It's plagiarized, man. And the little civilization they do have, they learn from us. You know what I'm saying? Niggas have become the new brutes and savages now because they act like how the Edomites used to act. Robbing, stealing, snatching and grabs, kicking in doors, killing, eating. You Jakes are basically switch places with your oppressor, man. But it says here, shall eat your flesh as it were fire, and ye heap treasures together for the last days. Okay. Behold, the hires of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is kept of you back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been one time and have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. You have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. And Jake don't, man. Okay, we're completely under their jurisdiction. They can have their way with us any time because this is their kingdom. And it says, but be patient, therefore, brethren, upon the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain. So be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of Yahushua draweth near. So, hey, brothers, just hold on, man. These devils get ready to go down, bro. We see it. 2024 is going to be a impeccable, of a remark. 2024 is going to be off the chain, bro. I can tell y'all right now, 2024, shit finna take a turn, man. Lord's will. But hey, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And with that, shalom.